This presentation will discuss the impacts of cultured meat to the food system's production cycle and New Zealand farmers, and how this rapidly growing market can be competed with by the New Zealand meat industry. I have decided to discuss this topic because I am studying a Bachelor of Agribusiness and Food Marketing, and I believe this new product creation will provide a challenge for upcoming marketers like myself to ensure the New Zealand meat can still compete with cultured meat. Cultured meat is becoming a growing threat to the New Zealand meat industry. The first lab-grown burger was created in the Netherlands in 2013 for over $300,000. So far, cultured meat has been developed to substitute beef, chicken breasts, and fish fillets. Its development is slow, although should be carefully followed by New Zealand farmers. Cultured meat has been defined by New Harvest as the concept of meat produced via cell structure, rather than from a whole slaughtered animal. This new development has been associated with a number of positive benefits on the physical flows to the food system production cycle. Studies have been conducted to determine the differences in land and water use, along with greenhouse gas emissions, between conventionally produced meat and cultured meat. The results showed that the production of cultured meat used approximately 99% less land, 82 to 96% less water, and 78 to 96% less greenhouse gas emissions compared to conventional meat. Although there are some negative aspects of the development that need to be considered. The biggest element that will impact marketing and consumer buying decisions is the cost of producing cultured meat. As mentioned earlier, the first lab-grown burger was created for over $300,000. While this price is extremely high, companies are constantly creating cultured meat at cheaper prices. Memphis Meats is currently working on a lab-made chicken meat that would retail at just under $6,000 per 450 grams. The reason for the extremely high production cost is due to the manual labour required throughout the laboratory process. Because the process of making cultured meat is so cost prohibitive, this creates the next issue, being that cultured meat is not yet a commercialised product. As cultured meat has not hit supermarket shelves, it is difficult to conclude whether this new development will be a success and therefore become a threat to the New Zealand meat industry. Although there is likely to be solutions developed to overcome these obstacles, which is why New Zealand farmers need to be concerned and proactive about how they will react to this new product in the market. The biggest issue concerning New Zealand farmers is the possibility that cultured meat will one day replace the meat they produce. In the modernised world today, there are a number of issues being brought to the consumer's eyes regarding the impacts of farming on the environment, thus suggesting that when the new product is available for consumer purchase, people will be willing to try it. Alongside this, the production of cultured meat uses significantly less land and water and creates much less greenhouse gas emissions. Therefore, as this new product develops rapidly, the New Zealand meat industry need to develop strategies to allow them to compete with the new market. Beef and Lamb New Zealand have produced a report that discusses how New Zealand's red meat sector should respond to alternative protein advancements. Some of the strategic responses include focusing on long-term innovation, which focuses on investing and creating new opportunities outside of red meat consumption. Another response developed by Beef and Lamb targets diversification, suggesting that New Zealand meat industry needs to develop a diverse range of revenue streams, which is likely to create a solid backbone for the industry, as they are not solely relying on one specific form of income. The final response has a focus towards targeting the expansion and growth in red meat, which requires capturing new consumers, increasing volume with existing consumers, and moving quickly into emerging markets. All responses require time and in-depth analysis, although are necessary to ensure the New Zealand meat industry does not get replaced by cultured meat.